Good morning, folks, and welcome to FYI. You're going to want to ensure you share the live. Smash that emoji button as well, folks. And please partner with us too. It's the morning after, the days before. Good to have you guys here on this July 1. And it's a special day at our end. Yep. Not just because it was my birthday yesterday, but it's a special day at our end. And really good to see so many of you on the live this morning, folks. We're going to start by ensuring that we ourselves share the broadcast. You know what? We're going to just smash our own emoji button too. Yeah, because we understand that the change we've been looking for, we ain't going to wait for y'all make styles on us. Good to have all of you folks here with us from the many, many places you guys are joining us from. Happy to have all of you out front with us. Pace and power. Good to see you folks. Deborah Pearson. How you doing, Deborah? All the other guys joining us on our social media pages and our social media channels. Good to have you here. Clarexis Chamley Richmond, I see you there. Deborah Pearson, I see you too. Good to have each and every one of you with us this morning. Watching the comments go by. Annette Cummins, I see you there, Annette. Dolly Anderson, let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. It's how we want to be heard. I got the cup with the blue rim. I ain't want nobody vex. I've asked the guys to do an inventory. Remind me what cup came from who. I ain't want a problem. Good folks out there, we don't want a problem. Oren, Beatrice, faithfully. Good to have all of you here. Edward, Deborah, Evelina Whitaker. Good to have all of you on the live this morning. It's another day. It's another day, folks. And we're just simply happy to have all of you here. Wherever you're joining us from, I'm going to do some housekeeping at the beginning, do some at the end, just to keep you guys focused in how we're going to be proceeding for this week. And especially today, we are back to regular programming of sorts. Folks, good folks. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, let's start with the first. With the first, folks, 15 things we think you guys ought to know about as we start the day today. As we, let me come a little. Yeah, there it is. You can see the one and don't think it's just 5. We get beat down to 5. Erwin Don is here. And as Erwin Don is on the subject matter, like if she's the host of the program, as Erwin Don is here, Beatrice Selby says another day, another dollar. You know it, Beatrice. You know it so well. Let's start here with Erwin Dawn, like she's the host. Julian Elliott. I see, is it? Hold on. Claremont, good to see you there. Angel Johnson. Good to see you as well. Colleen, Rax Ricardo, Winella Garnett. Michaela is here with us. Andrew Griffith. Andrew, thanks for all the information. Thank you so much. Clarity is power. Peter Monroe, we see you there as well, and all the other beautiful folks who are joining us. Yep, it's CARICOM Day at this end. I'm going to be with family later on today, out of town. You know, you got to regroup. Yep, and so this will be our only broadcast for the day. Usually, folks, you all know when we have a holiday, we use that time to rest, recuperate, refire, you know, and do some more work at the back end. That's what we're going to do later on today. So there'll be no evening show, no night show, no in the ring tonight. But I couldn't wait till tomorrow. That's how much I've missed y'all. Pretty Milicia, that's how much I miss you. Deborah Pearson, happy CARICOM Day to all of you. Beatrice, that's how much I miss you. Emerson and Deborah, Elderly, Gilbert, Julian and Winella, Jilly G, that's how much I miss you all. Couldn't wait till tomorrow. So happy CARICOM Day, folks. Got a little black tea here. Nicola, good to have you there. Cassius, you know how things tough in this country. Got a little black tea here trying with it. Good to have all of you at that end. Good to have all of you at that end, folks. Great to have you there. Someone please, and thank you, please and thank you. If you see the one and only Sherwin Holder, let him know I'm looking for him this morning. But good to have all of you beautiful folks on the live today. Good to have all of you here. Happy CARICOM Day. And as we start this morning, folks, I want to underscore the work that is still there to be done by CARICOM. I mean, if we just use Haiti as an example, my God, so much more work to get done regionally. So much more to get done regionally. And you know, quite recently, I've always been saying, CARICOM like it come and it gone. Come and it gone. You know, we were in that, I think we just finished Restaurant Week locally, and a great friend of mine, a brother, great friend of mine, I had dinner with him and his wife on Friday, and they took my wife and I out for Restaurant Week. Had a fantastic evening, had a fantastic time. He works for CARICOM, and I was asking him, I see you all little on the back foot, you know, and he assured me, because I was telling him we had some real giants of CARICOM Secretary Generals in the past, but now the Secretary Generals seem to be very quiet, very remote, and he said to me that the current CARICOM Secretary General does a lot of work. That's what he assured me. He said, she does a lot of work. So I said, all right. I trust him. He said she's a workhorse. I said, all right. Good morning, Dr. Bennett. If I remember correctly, folks remind me, the Secretary General of CARICOM, is it Carla Bennett, if I remember correctly? You see, that's the thing. We used to know Carrington and the others like that. But he assures me, he said, CARICOM is working. You know, we got to work harder, because if Haiti is any example of a CARICOM sister state, right? Naomi starts, you know. Naomi says, I trust him because I'll need another dinner. That too. And some cream for this black tea. You see, Deborah, there's a lot of people hosting this program. Deborah allowing me, Deborah Pearson, Deborah allowing me. So happy CARICOM Day to all of you. I'm coming in soft. Happy CARICOM Day. It's a holiday at our end, but I wanted to come back to you guys as quickly as I can. Couldn't wait till tomorrow. Just could not wait till tomorrow. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm coming around to the Lines for Change and the PNCR and all of that. So let me take the time when people find a holiday. Being on way for go. We ain't got nowhere to go. We got a day, folks. Happy CARICOM Day. Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 45. And I had a fantastic day. This is where I want to slow down a little bit. This is where I want to slow down. You know? Here's where I want to slow down. The day before, as you guys would know, was the Alliance for Change internal elections. I was not successful. I didn't turn out the way I had expected. But folks, I'm fired up. And as I said on social media since then, I am vowing to you to keep moving forward, to keep going forward, folks. Fired up and ready to keep going. Yep, I will continue going, folks. I will continue going. And I want to say congratulations, as somebody was preempting me there. Y'all can't wait. Congratulations to Nigel Hughes and team who are now coming in and are going to be picking up now, building on the work that yours truly and others have done over the last 2 years. And I'm looking forward, as I said to them personally, to all that entails the next 2 years of the life of the Alliance for Change. I'm going to be helping in any way I can. Folks, I'm going to be helping any way I can. So congratulations to all of those folks who are now coming in. Rihanna Mingo, Rihanna Roberts Mingo. Big congratulations to the leader of the Alliance for Change, Nigel Hughes, and the chairman of the Alliance for Change, one David Patterson. You may or may not know him. And also the vice chair of the Alliance for Change, Mr. Carrington. Congratulations to him. Michael Carrington, congratulations to him. Congratulations also to the General Secretary of the Alliance for Change. You may or may not know him, one Raphael Trotman. A very good morning to all of them, and I sincerely hope them the best. If they succeed, I succeed, we all succeed. And I dare say this, folks. I will continue to say it. I'm a coalition man at 150, if not 200%. I believe collectively we can dislodge this PPP, move this country in the right direction, and I am committed to doing that. And these are only one of the ways that I've committed to doing that, by continuing to bring you guys valid and incredible information, folks, as we continue this fight and continue to press forward. This is one of my contributions to this effort and this struggle. We will remain on air, and we also will remain boots on the ground. That is what I mean when I say I vow to continue moving forward. That being said, folks, yesterday was my birthday. Yesterday, Donna, Naomi, and all the others, right? Yesterday was my birthday. And y'all know I haven't been saying this a lot of recent, because I don't want to press y'all too hard. But unfortunately, these programs, whether this one or evening program, you know, they cost us something to keep on the air. And while lots of you said happy birthday yesterday, if you send us a contribution and a donation to our program, it helps us that much more. And as I'm on that, one of the things I want to remind you, I am coming to New York at the end of the month, and we're going to do a meetup. So look out for that. I'm totally focused, now that we have these elections out of the way, on fleshing that out, folks. And guys have been calling me and saying they're coming in from as far as Atlanta and other places to that meetup. I'm expected to see a lot of folks there, and I'm looking forward to it. So that is where my my focus is on next, that meetup there in Brooklyn. And guys, if you're in the neighborhood, if you're close by, come and let's hang out. I want to see y'all. I want to smell y'all. I want to touch y'all up close and personal. It's going to be the last week in July. You're going to have some more, or the first week, the very first days in August. We're going to give you guys some more of that information. During the course of this very week, we're going to put out more of that information. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in New York. I see Elizabeth saying, y'all please don't start. I don't know what we're talking about this morning, right? Y'all please don't start, right? Edward Gonzalez is on the live from the Bronx. So I'm looking forward to seeing Edward Gonzalez. And so, folks, with that, I'm encouraging all of you, be supportive of the program, send us a contribution so that we can keep moving forward. Unfortunately, we don't run on water. It takes something to do these programs, to go out there and keep generating the content every day that keep you guys informed. And if you don't have it to give folks, you don't bother about a thing. Life goes on. That's what we know. And so we want to keep on moving forward, folks. So my birthday was yesterday. Tell me, I want slow down here. Thank you for your contribution. Raymond, I see you coming there. Elizabeth says she was responding to Naomi, right? And Naomi has some comments there. I think I see with Elizabeth now. Y'all don't start. Y'all don't start. But that being said, folks, my birthday was yesterday. I wanted Claudine LaRose Duqua. I want to thank you all who are going to make a contribution today to our program so we can offset some of the expenses we've had for the last month and the month before that. Thank you guys so much. But yes, it was my birthday. Here's the story now. I figure out yesterday, you know some people love you. Like how Claudine loves me. Claudine Rose Ducour from Kukwani. How Claudine loves me. By their actions. Right? Now, yesterday, my wife organized for another woman to be with me. Now, when I saw this thing unfold, I remembered Jaded Pinkett Smith. And I said, Sherry, you got your own entanglement here. Hold on. What are you all having for breakfast this morning? For beverage? Hold on. What are you all having for beverage this morning? I said, look at this. You know, is it an entanglement if your wife agreed to it? I don't know. I told you all before. My dentist is part of this marriage now. When a man gonna blow a torch in your mouth and a jackhammer, when somebody know you so personally, you and them in this thing for the long haul. Rocker Gentle says, I wish it was me. Hold on. Tammy Gibbs, hold on. Ayabo says, if your wife knows it's not an entanglement, it is an arrangement. Well, I had a fantastic birthday. You understand me? This woman that my wife arranged for me yesterday touched me in ways you could not imagine. I say I married the right girl. You and I know. Raquel, you know this. Tommy, Mark, you know this. Joel Ward, you know this. We can't be everything to our spouse. We don't have the capacity. Right? So where you lack, instead of things going awry, you gotta be proactive. You wanna raise my cup to my wife this morning for being proactive. Folks, it's like I want to be 45 again. Like I wish it was my birthday again today. Right? I wish it was my birthday today again. You see? I talking this story now my feelings hurting. When I say all my feelings jumping. Folks, the link we're circulating is a secure link from an international company. Stripe is an international company. Folks, and if y'all want to touch me like this woman touched me yesterday, send a contribution to our broadcast. Right? Hear the story. My Lord, I haven't been touched the right way. And I'm happy my wife understands. You ain't got to, I don't have it all. So I got make up now. You understand me? Folks, Brandy Anderson and Peter Monroe. Right? Beatrice said kudos to your wife, Shauna. My wife organized for a masseuse yesterday. Right? My wife organized for a masseuse. And here now, my wife's so in tune with me. You know the phrase we have in our program, nice time? Right? When I get nice time, the name of this place is Nice Touch. So my wife stayed thematically relevant. Right? I got to this place. The lady said, come in. The ambience, wonderful. Dimly lit room. Right? Beautiful music. I chose. So anything you want to listen to while I get to work. I said rain songs. I like rain songs to calm me and put me in a good place. And the lady start walking me down. I tell the lady, touch me. Like I ain't been touched in a long time. Like I ain't been touched in a long time. right? She says if the pressure's too much, let me know. I said, pressure? Lady had in lecture yesterday. Ain't nothing you can do to me. Like, hurt me right now. Walk me down. Fantastic masseuse. Fantastic masseuse. Nice touch. Nice touch. Fantastic. So I got up this morning feeling like a new man. You see? I got in there. As I said, dimly lit room. All I hear is take off your clothes. I said, all of it? She said, if you're comfortable. I had a great time, folks. I had a fantastic, and that was just the start of the day, though. And it only got better. It only got better. Fantastic profession. When last you hear that, take off all your clothes. I like when people instruct me. Right? I like when people instruct. Take off all your clothes. I started looking for cameras. Like, it was a fantastic experience. Lovely young lady, building that business there. And I want to support all our young, upcoming, established entrepreneurs too. But I just embellishing. Y'all know, y'all know how I am. Nice touch there in Hatfield Street. She didn't ask me to give any shout outs to me, even though the lady know I got a program. I did that. But when I had this experience, take off what I say, I tell everybody this. Nice touch. I told my wife when we were waiting outside for them to invite us in, I said, I would prefer a place called Masseuse. I would prefer some, but nice touch. I realized it afterwards. I realized it. It was it was real nice touch. It was real nice touch. It was real nice touch. So I woke up feeling like $1 million. After I left nice touch, that was me nice time yesterday. It was like I was gliding through the day. I wasn't walking, When somebody presses all the toxins from your foot bottom, right? I come out of there feeling like royalty. Some lavender and peppermint deep in my skin. My wife said glowing. Says nice touch. I had a fantastic time. 1 hour. My wife agreed another woman touched me like that. Said, girl, I married you twice. When I count my blessings, I count my wife 5 times. 5 times I count she. So folks, good morning. Hope you guys getting some nice touch by your end, And listen to me. You know what fascinates me about this whole thing? Like, tell you all this. Let me tell you all this. I talk a lot for a living. Case in point, I talk a lot. Could you imagine every day I got to talk for at least 2 hours. Hour in the morning, hour in the night. Plus in between with the politics. Every person that meets me, they get into politics right away. You see what these boys doing? Bap, 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 bap. Every hour I'm speaking. I don't like chatty people. I don't. Right? This lady is trained. This lady knew where to put every hot towel. This lady is trained. Like my dentist. So it's me, she, my wife, and the dentist now in this marriage. That's why y'all know. This is the arrangement. It's a masseuse now, the dentist, me, and my wife. It's me in this marriage. Right? And whoever coming to fix the fridge. Whoever coming to fix the fridge. It's all we in this thing now. Me, my wife, the dentist, and the masseuse. So this is a long-term arrangement. Where somebody know your body like that. Right? This is long-term. But what fascinated me, hold on. I told you all, I do not like chatty people. Right? Or I should let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. Service people who are chatty. I don't like that at all. Right? My barber don't ask too many questions. Right? I go in, I spend the time and I come out. We chit chat every now and again and so on, but I don't like 1 hour you're drilling me like it's the CIA. I like doing the drilling. All right. For about 5 minutes when I got in there, she was telling me what's going to happen, how I'm going to be touched and how I can like it. All right. She was saying what's going to happen. If I apply too much pressure and it's too much for you, let me know. If it's too little, let me know. What music you want to listen to, right? This and that and so on, right? And, you know, I'm accustomed to Siri. So I was a little jealous. She said, Alexa, play rain sounds. Alexa was like this. I said, Siri girl, we got, in my mind, I said, Siri girl, we got a lot of work to do. Alexa, play rain sounds. And Alexa filled this room with sound. I was transported. Right? I was transported. Play rain songs. But about 5 minutes into this hour, right? If this woman had pulled out a manicure broom, I was going to be equally thankful. I think some point there was a rolling pin involved. It may or may not. I don't know. I drift off a little bit. A rolling pin might have been involved. But if she pulled out a manicure broom, it would have been this. I'd say thank you still. It was so wonderful. Right? So I'm telling you, about 5 minutes into this therapeutic, beautiful, ambiancical experience, right? She said, Alexa, raise the volume to 6%. And she stopped talking. And that for me was heaven. Literally about 5 minutes in, she says, Alexa, raise the volume 6%. It means the room was even more filled with this rain song. I was transported. I feel like I was in the middle of the Amazon, cool and transported. And she stopped talking and went to work in a very professional way. Right? The next time I heard her, I didn't even know the whole hour flight passed so fast. Right? She was so professional, so professional. When she was done, she said, you know, use the towels, but see 10 towels or so. Any excess oil you don't want on, use them, just leave them on the bed. Do you prefer room temperature water or cold? I confused because like I'm accustomed to this kind of thing locally. I confused now. She said, wait about 2 or 4 minutes before you get up. I'll be outside and I'll have the water for you waiting. I said, what story is this here now? I confused. I fall asleep a couple times. You understand me? Drifted up. I don't know. I might have had a rolling pin involved. But even this woman that come with a manicure broom, I would have been thankful. or a bell or something. I would have been thankful nonetheless. Nice touch. Hatfield Street. Fantastic, folks. Fantastic. Best money my wife ever spent, you know. And I'm giving the count hair and nails and clothes or something. Best money. Nice touch, folks. Nice touch. Professional service. Loved it. That was the icing, the cake, everything, all in one. My wife didn't need to do nothing else for the day, and she really pulled out the red carpet for my 4th or 5th. Had an exciting time. That being said, folks, we actually have a show this morning, believe it or not. If I could only find the thing that helps us with the here it is. The site, like a little thing. Folks, a lot happening at our end. I did say, let me come this way a little bit. I started by congratulating Nigel Hughes, David Patterson, Michael Carrington, and Raphael Trapman. That's the top 4 for the Alliance for Change. Leader, chairman, vice chairman, general secretary, respectively, and all of the national executive for the Alliance for Change coming in. The PNCR, folks, the news was telling us, saw some reports this morning telling us that Mr. Norton is poised to be re-elected, return as PNCR leader. And by the time we were getting this information together, the PNCR sent me a press statement that said, in fact, that Mr. Norton had been returned unopposed as the leader of the People's National Congress reform. And I want to congratulate him and his team as well, because in addition to that, we have learned that my good friend Vince Roy Jordan and Elizabeth Williams were also re-elected as vice chairpersons, and my brother from another mother and good friend as well, Sherwin Holder, has been re-elected as chairman of the People's National Congress Reform. The party also stated that the counting of votes for the election of the 15-member Central Executive Committee for the party continues today. And of course, you're choosing 15 members from maybe hundreds. We had about 75 persons vying for our 12-member National Executive Committee. So I could imagine the PNCR, that's going to take some time if you have a larger number of persons vying for those 15 seats, and the number of votes that have to be counted in each case. In each case, that could take a while. So they say that counting continues. But as I said, folks, Comrade Aubrey Compton Norton has been returned unopposed as party leader. Sherwin Holder re-elected as chairman of the party. Vince Roy Jordan and Elizabeth Williams as vice chairs of the party, or co-chairs, you might say. And Elson Lowe, economist, young economist, vibrant Elson Lowe, has been elected as treasurer of the People's National Congress Reform. And there you have it. There you have it. Right? Elizabeth wants to know why no women at the helm of the Alliance for Change, the AFC. When you see the leader, I must ask him. When you see the leader, I must ask him. So congratulations to the Alliance for Change. I'm a party of choice, folks. You all know that it's my party of choice. But I'm a coalition man. 150%, I think, is the best arrangement to beat back against the corruption of this administration, the racism that is endemic in this country, that we really have to make every stride to combat and to beat back and to push back. I'm a coalition man, 150. And I'm not only talking about a coalition with PNCR, inclusive of that, but a broad-based coalition of NGOs and the private sector and other individuals as well. I'm a coalition man through and through. If we all see the PPP as wrong for this country, and we want to put this country on a new path and in the right direction, I'm a coalition man for that purpose, folks. Through and through. Yep. Good to see all of you there, folks. So, as I said, the headlines this morning was that Mr. Norton was poised to be returned. And, of course, the information that we received after we would have put this information together, has now overtaken this information. This headline reading that the PNC Congress results was not released up to late last night. And those figures, the figures for chairman and the other person who would have contested, how much, for instance, did Sherwin Holder edge out his competitors by? Those have not been made public as yet. So a headline like this is still relevant, but we have the broad strokes. Mr. Norton re-elected, Holder re-elected chairman, and Vince Roy and the beautiful co-chair there, vice chair, Elizabeth Williams, also elected as vice chairpersons and else. No, we have that information out, but the figures have not yet been released. That being said, folks, other things we're following this morning, what's happening at the GCOM end? What's happening at the GCOM end? We got to bring some renewed focus to some of the issues we have been very, very, very strong on in the recent past, right? What's going on at GCOM? We got to keep our eyes on GCOM, I said. Let us get out of these internal elections and let's look to the regional and general elections that are before us. Some persons have a sense that this is going to be either this very year, they could call a snap election, try to keep us off balance, or as it is said, has been said before, November of next year, these regional and general election this regional general election could happen. And again, the opposition is concerned over Guyana's Elections Commission preliminary list of electors. And Vincent Alexander, in particular, who is an opposition commissioner before JCOM, recently expressed his concern over the premature publication of the preliminary list of electors by JCOM. He says it's a premature publication of this list. He argues that the wording of the notice exceeded what should have been advertised and approved. The wording of the notice. He criticized JCOM's insistence on initiating the election process, stating that he was unaware that all processes were in place. That is interesting. He was unaware that all processes were in place for the facilitation of the next regional and general election. And folks, we're going to be staying on this. We're going to be pursuing more of this. We want to know more what's happening at JCOM. And again, now that we've had these internal elections, both in the Alliance for Change and the People's National Congress Reform, let us now move forward and continue to tackle and shed light on these national issues. Right? I see Urban Don says, yep. We got to be doing more work on the ground. We got to be doing more work on the ground. Right? I'm committed to that, folks. The elections are behind me. Back to work, folks. Back to work. So we're going to try and get some more information for you on what's happening with this list and what's happening with JCOM, period. What's happening with JCOM? How the cost of living treating y'all? Thank you, Starbuck News. Every Monday without fail. Now in its 82 edition, iteration, 82nd part 82. In this article, Starbuck News spoke with Hillfoot residents, Hillfoot Village on the Linden-Soesdijk Highway. What did you all think people say? Or what do you folks think people said about how the cost of living affecting them? Marlon, Wilma, Rastaman, Anjan, Chinsing, and Mark. How do you guys think people responded about how the cost of living affecting them? And again, folks, if you know our program, we love that Starbuck News presents the information because it's not the new nation out of the PNCR. No, it's not. It's not. It is not the, what do you call it? The key out of the Alliance for Change. That's our newspaper, The Key. We published an edition over the weekend. Right? And very shortly, we ourselves as credible sources will begin a publication of that nature. We ourselves will begin a quarterly, I think is what we decided on, publication of that nature. Right? I think we've settled on the name Extra because we extra. Our generation extra, Naomi extra, Sandra Hanover extra. We're not a sort name. Marlon Thomas, oh, good. As the Swedish would say, Marlon Thomas extra. I think that's the name we're going with. Sharon Griffith, we extra. Extra. Read all about it. It's not extra. It's Starbuck News. Pretty middle of the road publication. Great journalism out of Starbuck News. They published this. Right? Rishmi Sugdio, 29-year-old part-time worker. She said everything gone up. In the markets and shop. Vegetables gone up. Other grocery items gone up. Fish oil gone up. Everybody working as usual because you have to pay the bills. The water bill, the light bill. Rishmi said fish oil gone up. Yeah? Where you get your protein from if you can't afford fish? That's what she said. Kilowatti Coachman, a 56-year-old housewife. Kilowatti says the cost of living higher than me and my husband because right now he's not working because he's sickly. And we're renting right now and we rely on my 2 sons to help us pay the rent. They take care of us, but the money they work for is not enough to take care of us. You hearing that? Dexter Solomon, good morning to you. Your boy is fine. Your boy is well. Fired up. Yep, Lester Tom. Lester says planting this tree at a pong. This is the views of residents of Hillfoot Village, Linden Suzac Highway, compliments of Sabuk News. Gangadai Prasad, 50-year-old. A 50-year-old housewife from Hillfoot Village, Linden Suzac Highway. Gangadai says the cost of living is affecting my family. And I, very bad because the prices for items are expensive in the supermarket. That's what Gangadai says. The prices are affecting my family and I. Items are expensive. She said my husband is the sole breadwinner for my family. Right? My family of 3, including my granddaughter. And right now, he is sick. So whenever he could work, he works. The cost of living, Gangadai Prasad says, is very hard on us. Very hard on us. Let's take another one. Alfred Kramer, for instance. Alfred says, and Alfred, by the way, is a 54-year-old security guard. He said the cost of living affecting my family of 7 really bad because the cost of everything has increased in the shop. Things expensive, bad. Things expensive, bad. You hear that? Nate Prasad. He says if the cost of living, or the cost of everything rather, is expensive in the markets. The cost of everything expensive in the market. The rice, the sugar, the flour, tin items. The cost of everything gone up. If we need food items, we have to buy it. It's still hard on me, Nathan Prasad says, because I don't always get enough money to buy food items. I think we understand what's happening in this country. Again, folks, they didn't speak to the new nation, the key, extra. They didn't speak to any of that. No. They spoke with Sabuk News. No political agenda. Just a middle of the road. Straight arrow. Providing another source of valid and credible information. And everybody bawling out. Mark Butler, a 44-year-old laborer, he said he don't have a proper job because the work that is around in the area, I can't do because I get allergic reaction, right, to some of the stuff in the environment. He said barely getting a 1-day, 2-day work. Barely getting a 1-day, 2-day work now to help my wife with the utility bills and to buy grocery items for the home. He says, I would really like if we could get a proper full-time job because the cost of living is high. The cost of living is high. And if you read the rest of this installment, if you read the rest of it, it isn't much different. Where is this transformational economy? Largest GDP per capita, high income country, fastest growing economy. What is all of that if people can't get by? Can they say, oh, scraps? Sion Reed rather. Sion Reed says voting race is what is destroying Guyana. Jennifer Argyle, thanks for your comment there. Mark says cassava is $100 a pound. Cassava is $100 a pound. Y'all share the live yet? And while we're doing that, I recently spoke to a councillor out of the Region 4 Regional Democratic Council. And Region 4 RDC, the Regional Democratic Council, has a health component to it. They give oversight to some of the clinics, for instance, on the East Coast, on the East Bank. They have some oversight functions there. And this particular council on the RDC Region 4, he was telling me how dengue is exploding locally. Yeah, that's what he said. From the information the RDC has been receiving, dengue. So you not only got to contend with the high cost of living, poor health care as well. Poor health care. And as Dr. Karen Cummins said recently, the government is failing to address the urgent dengue public health concern. Right? And this is Dr. Cummins talking separately from a councillor at the RDC, Region 4. Dengue is on the rise. Be careful out there, folks. Please and thank you. Be careful out there. Because this is what they're telling us. Dengue incidence has increased over the past few months. Right? And the Americas too reporting this, but you got to get the systems in place. The Americas, you have to have the systems in place to combat this. We got to have the systems in place to do that. And Dr. Karen Cummins has called for stakeholders to collaborate in addressing this issue, including strategic efforts, right, between stakeholder departments, for instance. So we got a lot of work to do. And she has outlined several measures, as it were, to curb the spread of dengue, including better intersectorial prevention and control, public education and awareness. Now, this is one we got to ramp up. Free repellents and mosquito nets. One, as she said, health surveillance, sustainable vector control are all measures Dr. Cummins see as being part, or should be part, of the effort to stem this tide of increased spread of dengue. Yeah, be careful. Be careful. You know, we were out on the seawall last night for some fresh air. And one of the things that made us wrap up our trip there, a lot of mosquitoes. A lot of mosquitoes. I'm hearing there are two, what were we talking about last week? There are two fogging machines in the region, and both not working. Region 4, that is. There are two fogging machines in the region. Fastest growing economy in the world. High income country, biggest GDP. And none of them not working. Can you imagine that? So no fogging anytime soon. What is the public awareness and education initiatives? I don't see much of it. You know, I wouldn't mind if they have some available. I could do a public service announcement here. It's all for the cause of keeping our people safe in this country. I have no qualms with sharing information. Right? So if you all get it, send some to me. You got the information out there. Please and thank you. Well, this one here, Jesus. RDC 6. the driver of an X-Trail vehicle belonging to the Regional Democratic Council for Region 6. He was stopped at a roadblock. Said he had 300 persons in the vehicle. And according to the reporting we have, a substantial amount of ganja was found in the vehicle that Dexter Nicholson was driving. Substantial amount. That's the reporting we have on this matter. And now we're being made to understand that he was released, set free. He was set free on account of insufficient evidence to convict him. Yeah. As one line from Law-Abiding Citizen made famous, is now you know it's what you could prove in court. And there is the presumption of innocent until proven guilty. The court said there was not sufficient evidence to convict him. That's what we're hearing, folks. That's what we're hearing this Monday, the first day of July. That's what we're hearing. The Mohammeds. You know, we've been following this too. Y'all share the live yet? Y'all know we've been following this too. We heard over the weekend that banks have officially cut ties with the Mohammeds. Several banks cut ties with Azruddin and Nazar Mohammed. And this is post-sanctions. And we understand that these sanctions were instituted by the U.S. Department of Treasury a few weeks ago. We've been made to understand that insurance companies as well have severed ties with the Mohammeds. Yeah. Insurance companies as well. I'm certain the same is happening to former permanent secretary of the Ministry of Labor, formerly of the Ministry of Home Affairs, May Toussaint, Junior Thomas. We're being told that personal accounts at 2 commercial banks may have been closed as well. So these sanctions are now bearing down on the Mohammeds and May Toussaint Junior Thomas. Right. That's happening. That is happening as local authorities come to grips with these sanctions. They themselves favoring sanctions. They themselves being on the investigation. And that's what we're hearing this morning. And as Christopher Chichester says, more sanctions on the way. More sanctions are on the way. Quick aside, Shirley Salima says that this whole dengue issue, eradication, starts with proper drainage and irrigations. Too many clogged drains. So mosquitoes are happy to lay their eggs. Sanctions, folks. Banks, insurance companies. And what a day would be in Guyana if we didn't have more deaths. A young man found in an apartment in Cummins Lodge. Cummins Lodge, hot these days in the news with these issues. Ronaldo Watson, just 25 years old, found dead in his Cummins Lodge apartment. Found dead. His family members found his apartment locked and assumed that he was out. The next morning, they heard his phone ringing, but received no answer. All right? Apologies there. Heard his phone ringing, but received no answer. And after forcing the Door of the apartment open. They found Watson unresponsive in the bedroom. Unresponsive. The EMTs came and he was pronounced dead. Young man, 25 years old. 25 years old, Ronaldo Watson, found dead in a Cummins Lodge apartment. Yeah. The other thing we're spotting, we preempted it just now, is this proliferation of illegal guns and ammunition. Saw the American ambassador, Miss Terrio, Nicole Terrio, Her Excellency, talked to us about this recently in the arrangements they have with the government to stem this tide of illegal guns and ammunition. And we're seeing a proliferation of this, the way we saw marijuana and ganja proliferating, this illegal trade, cocaine, on the rise again. Guns and ammunition. 24-year-old man of All Boys Town, resident there. Police acting on information went to a nightclub in the city where they apprehended the suspect with a 9mm pistol with a magazine containing matching rounds. Folks, if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. And this young man could walk free for the want of sufficient evidence. For the want of sufficient evidence. Like the fellow with the ganja. Substantial sum, a substantial amount rather, of ganja, insufficient evidence. And then look what's happening in this service industry. Kyrie Nelson, a 3-month-old baby, died at a daycare in Caneville recently. 3-month-old baby. Right? And they tell us that the daycare's owner and the woman's granddaughter opened the facility without any documentation or assessment from the Child Care and Protection Agency's Early Childhood Development Services Unit. It's cowboy country. It's cowboy country. Folks, we're wrapping up. It's cowboy country. No documentation from the Child Protection Agency's Early Childhood Development Services Unit. No documentation from them. The baby was found motionless, bleeding from his nostrils, was rushed to the Diamond Diagnostic Hospital, where this young baby was pronounced dead. Pronounced dead. Kyrie Nelson. The Human Services Ministry now saying that this daycare was operating illegally. What are their checks? What are their oversight systems like? What are their oversight systems like? Another part of the media, the letter columns, people are saying that the government must share some of the responsibility for illegal daycares. We got to put better systems in place. And that's the truth. Nothing but the truth. We hasten on, folks. Nothing but the truth. You have to understand, and people who run these illegal daycares, you're in charge of children. You have a duty of care that is like nothing else. You have a duty of care like nothing else. People have to take this serious and not do this kind of business or any business if you're doing it illegally. You got the public at risk. And as we wrap up, folks, this one should interest you. What are you getting from oil and gas? $1 trillion economy. What are you getting from it? What are we getting from it? What are you getting from it? Philip Retima, ExxonMobil's Guyana Vice President and Business Services Manager. Oh, he was extolling the virtues of the Starboard Block. He says a once-in-a-lifetime world-class asset. You think all them people we talked to, Starboard News spoke with, how the cost of living affecting them negatively, you think they feel the same way? It's one set of people making money from oil and gas. One set of people. There has been substantial changes since we first discovered oil and gas. Substantial changes. And I believe that this contract, this production sharing agreement should be renegotiated. It's our asset. And we should get more from it. Just like the indigenous communities, they got gold beneath their feet. It's their asset. And they should get the biggest benefit from the largest. The gold and the oil is our asset as Guyanese. And we should be getting the better of the benefit. This oil contract should be renegotiated forthwith. Renegotiated. Please and thank you. Once in a lifetime, world class. Mark, you saying that? Lyndon, you saying that? Shauna? Charlene, you saying that? Dwayne? Michaela? Is it a once in a lifetime assist for you, Marlon Thomas? Jonathan Elias? Marcy Agar? We've been saying this time and again. Soon as you hear another oil discovery, every month, you should hear in your bank account, ching. Now people lugging suitcases of money around for give you a 10,000 handout. Every month in your bank account, ching. That is you world-class, once-in-a-lifetime asset at work for you. Not for them boys alone. One set of people benefiting, and it's a small cabal benefiting from oil and gas. One small portion. Fantastic piece of writing by Christopher Ram, who, by the way, was our returning officer for the Alliance for Change National Conference over the weekend. Here we had two of them, Christopher Ram, and we had also Trevor Ben. And I'm grateful that they said yes when we came calling. They said yes. Christopher Ram said the oil companies earned 5 times more than Guyana, thanks to this world-class once-in-a-lifetime asset. 5 times more than Guyana. Yeah. Hasten to the finish line. Naomi, you get more than 15 this morning. Hasten to the finish line. Small miners in Port Kaituma crying out. Small miners in Port Kaituma crying out. Mining there suspended. Right? Dredge operations suspended. They got a meeting with him. Yeah. That's happening on that front too. In the region, folks, the 47th regular meeting of CARICOM heads of government postponed. This is due to Hurricane Beryl. They say it is the earliest Category 4 hurricane on record, the earliest on record. And it's brought a lot of threatening winds and conditions to the Caribbean. And so the CARICOM heads of government meeting 47th postponed. And to tell you how serious this is, in a related issue, Caribbean Airlines has canceled a number of their flights in that hurricane zone. A number of their flights. So if you schedule to fly to a country in the Antilles, to an island in the Antilles, you might want to check with whatever airline you're flying with. Because tell you how serious Beryl is as a hurricane. Earliest on record for hurricane season. Caribbean Airlines canceled a number of flights. So you might want to take a look at that, folks. That being said, those are among the first 15 things you ought to be thinking about as we start the day. Today, good folks, good to have you. So many of you on the broadcast. It's CARICOM Day at our end, as we said. CARICOM Day. So happy CARICOM Day to each and every one of you. On that account, we're not going to have a broadcast this evening, but we couldn't wait till tomorrow to come and see you guys. I want to say a big thank you for all of your well wishes on my birthday, all of those who championed me becoming the leader of the Alliance for Change, folks. Where there's life, there's hope. Where there is life, there's hope. Again, I want to congratulate the new team for the Alliance for Change. I want to congratulate also the new team for the People's National Congress Reform. We got work to do, folks. Let us put our focus now on that. Right. Let us put our focus now on that. Please and thank you. That is going to do it for us at this end, folks. And as I said, lots of you have been so kind to say happy birthday. I would encourage you, if you can, nobody's under any compelled in any way. Send us a donation to keep our broadcast going. Please and thank you. And that would be so helpful to us. Y'all know we haven't bombarded you in a long time. Do that for us. Please and thank you. We're coming to New York later this month, and we're going to have a meetup there. I want to meet some of my FYI family. I want to meet some ringsiders, and we're going to publish that information shortly. Looking forward to seeing each and every one of you there, folks, you folks in diaspora, coming to Brooklyn, coming to New York. That being said, folks, we're going to see you guys on the next broadcast. Have a great morning. Good to have had all of you on the live today. That's our time, and that's our program, folks. Stay safe until we see you guys back tomorrow. No broadcast this evening. Stay safe.